And recording has started. So we'll quickly move on to learn few aspects of Python again. This is going to be class 4. So what we learned today is relational operators, and we can have a logical operators. This is the two operators we will learn. Okay. So I think all of you learned one of other type of operator. Anyone can recollect? You learned arithmetic operators. Yes. Remember we learned this in the first class.
Yes, sir.
What are the arithmetic operators? You have addition,
The addition, subtraction,
multiplication,
division.
and we also have a power, floor divisor. This is all perform to what? Percentile give what?
Remind.
Percentile give the reminder.
Reminder.
Okay.
Reminder.
So these are your arithmetic operators. See, all the programming languages always supports three kind of an operators. One is your arithmetic operators. It is able to write your equations or an expressions. Other one is your relational operator. What are the relational operator? Anyone quickly?
Greater than, less than,
Yeah.
equal, not equal
Yeah,
to,
very good. So they
greater
are
than,
used. So we have an less than, greater than. Okay, less than, greater than. Okay. Then we have a less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, not equal to. Correct. So what is the purpose of? They're mainly used to compare the values. Used for data comparison. Correct. Comparison. Okay, let's understand how they can use. Example, 5 is less than 5. Is 5 is equal to 5. So double equals we use to compare. Okay. Double equal we use to compare. Okay, equal. If you use a single equal, what will happen, guys?
Assign the value.
Assign the
assign,
value. So single operator, single equal is used for assigning the value. It's called assignment operator. So when you want to compare two values, so we're using an equal. 5 is equal to 5. True. Correct? Is it value is correct? So result will be true, correct? What is an expected output of a relation operator will be a Boolean value, correct? True, false are your Boolean value, correct? True, either true or a false case. So when it will be true, if the expression or your operator is passed, then it is going to be an true. Example, 5 is greater than 10. Is it greater than 10? No, yes. Then what you're going to get? The output is going to be a false. Before I further go on, have you anyone finding difficulty in opening a notes, opening a video and practicing? Because again, I said the training would be free, but it takes a lot of efforts to learn. If anyone has any trouble writing like opening a notepad or reading and opening a video and practicing, please let me know. You can type in a chat. I will also have a look and help you. But this after 5 classes, you will lose an interest. If you're not learning, definitely you lose out. I'll again, with my experience, I'll tell you today is 46. Yesterday, what was the count?
55.
55. Today,
55.
today 46, 47. Tomorrow, next week, it will be not less than, not more than 35. I'll write it and tell you right now. You will not have more than 35 students. After 2 weeks, you will have only 20 people. Okay, I cannot help. I am doing my job, but it's your interest and you have to have the passion to learn. That passion will build only when you have to do it on the same day. You have to do this on the same day. That's why I'm asking you have any difficulty in understanding, in opening a notes or watching a video or practicing, please let me know. So this is one of the thing we are trying to learn is a relational operator. Relation is comparing the two things is called a relation. There are multiple operators we have. One is we have an equal, equal is double equals, because if you use a single equal that become your assignment operator, less than, greater than, less than, equal to, greater than, equal to, not equal to. In return to the relation operators, you return always the true or false, correct? So not equal to, let's say here 5 is not equal to 6. True, correct? 5 is not equal. This is your not equal to operator. Okay, not equal to. Clear about your relational operators? You can also compare two variables also. Example, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20. Okay. A is less than B. Is it true? Yes, it is true. A is not equal to, A is not equal to B. Yes, it is true. Either you can use a literal comparison. Literals means constant values. or these logical operators or relation operators can be used to compare the variables as well. Just you wanted to know whether A is less than B or B is greater than B, then you are using these relation operators. You have to remember very importantly is these two. Okay. One is other operator we have is A is less than or equal to B. Is it true or false? A is less than or equal to B. Is it true, correct? It is less. Both operator we use together here. Okay, both operators we use together here. This is having less than or equal to either less than or equal to. Got it? So if you have 20 value, then what it will give true false? This one.
True.
Because it is
True.
equal now. Okay,
Equal.
it is equal. Then it is going to give that either true less than or equal to. We can use it together less than or equal to. Okay, any question? Two operators. See, this is very important questions they will ask in any of the programming language. What are the different operators we have? One is your arithmetic operators. Other one is your relational operators are used to compare the value. So we can use to compare the two variables or use to compare the two strings or two literal values. In return to that, it is returns the Boolean values, true or false. Let's move on to learn something called we have. What next we have is logical operator. Anyone knows what are logical what operators we have?
And
Yeah.
or
For
Yeah.
while.
Yes. And is your one of your logical operator. And is example when we use the logical operator, first try to understand. Okay. I want to compare multiple things. Example, I have a three variables. A is equal to 5, B is equal to 10, and C is equal to 100. So I want to sorry. So I want to compare multiple operators. I want to compare multiple times. A is equal to B. Okay, and also I wanted to do one more comparison. Look at here. I did one comparison between A and B, but I also like to do one more comparison along with A is not equal to B or A is less than example, less than or equal to B. Along with that, I also wanted to verify is it B is greater than C. So what happens now? Let's see. Is returns false. Why? Because now I'm see please try to understand when we use logical operator whenever you wanted to perform multiple comparisons. See one comparison I use it here. This is fine. First example. A is less than or equal to B. It is given. Along with this condition, I also wanted to verify one more condition. Is it B is greater than C? Okay, so look at here. I want to verify two conditions. So then I'm going to use an AND operator. When do you use an AND operator? AND operator will be used to compare to guys. I don't think why you want me to disturb. You don't get anything disturbing me. You want to speak on the mute. You don't get anything. If you disturb me, you'll not get anything. I'll also get disturbed. You also get disturbed. Don't disturb me, please. So when you use an AND operator, both your expressions should be true. This is called, I'll remove him. Who is that bloody blaster? What is your problem, man? You need to have both expressions are passed. Okay, this expression should also be passed and this expression should also be passed. Then only it become true. What happened in this case is, so and is something like that from the college you learned, okay, how it is works. True, true. If both your expressions are both are true, then answer will be also true. Got it? If one of your condition is failed in all the cases, it is going to be failed. So I'm not asking to stop talking about the class. If you're speaking to your friends, why you are disturbing me? I'm not saying you stop doing interaction. I want you the interaction. Don't feel that I'm scolding, but don't disturb me talking nonsense in the when you are on mute. Okay, false, true. What happens in this case?
False.
False, because true is a kind of a must. Must means we have to remember this. Must. All expressions should be past. That is the one of the main thing. False, false, obviously false. There is no need to worry about it. Okay. False, false is a false. Okay. This is a line. So when and will be written true is whatever the how many expressions you used, all of them become true. What happened in this case? This is true. A is less than or equal to B. Is it true? Correct?
Yes.
True. And what happened to this case? Other case. B is greater than C. False, no?
False.
B is not
False.
false. So true and false is equal to what happened?
False.
False.
Okay, we already written here. True, false is going to be. See, only you need to remember is whenever using an and, must and should everything should pass. Then only must and should all your comparisons should be passed. You're saying I want to compare this. I want to compare this should also be passed. This also be passed. Then only I should proceed further. Something you need to make a decision. All the conditions should be passed, then only we are using an and condition. Okay, let's see one more example. Like A is less than B. Better use brackets, whatever the comparisons you want to do. And and A is also less than C. What is happens in this case? Both become true and true, correct? True and true resulted into true case only. Because A is less than B, that is also true. And A is also less than C, that is also true. Correct? Any confusion, questions?
No, sir.
We'll use, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, sir.
Okay. Hold on 1 minute, please. Just a minute. The system got hanged somehow. Okay. Where is this? Sorry. Not responding. Okay. So the and is clear as likewise you look for an or. Very simple. Okay. Or operator. We'll learn more about it. Okay. How practically we use, we'll learn. As of now, you just have a knowledge of what is your logical operators looks like. True, false. Okay. So or is kind of an either. ಅದಾದ್ರಾಗ್ಲಿ ಇದಾದ್ರಾಗ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. Okay, this condition should also pass or this condition is fine. I am fine. Then we're going for an or. Either of an expression. I am not saying must. Either of an expression should be passed. See, true, true, obviously true. This also become true, true for. I think this is been learned in logical. What you have subject called? What subject you have in engineering?
Basic
Hmm?
electronics.
Basic electronics.
Basic electronics, and there is one more called like a logical design. LD.
Logical gates. Gates. Logical gates.
Logical gates, and also we had, if you are using information science, computer science, you will have it in third semester called logical design. That's fundamentally we use it everywhere. Okay, anyway, you have basic electronics, this is also being used. So if one of the condition is passed, my and is going to be a true. Let's see this. Okay. what happens now if you use an R? If you use an R, what happens? It is going, and if you use an and, it is going to be false. Why it is false? Because both the conditions are not true. But when you use an or condition, you are getting true. Why it is this condition is passed. Even though B is not greater than C, it is not mandatory to pass. This condition is passed. For me is enough. That's why R is saying that let's go look at this. You give a space, no, it will not work. See, it is indentation error. You have to be start from the beginning of the cell always. If you give, it has a different meaning here. So don't give any space. Okay, whenever you see the red line, means there is an error. So I given the space. That's why it called indentation error. You need to always start from the beginning of the cell. Okay. So why we are getting the different result for and or is for or this expression is true. That is enough. Even though it fails, no need to worry about it. Either one condition is passed, I'm fine. In this case, you are going for an or. If all the conditions should be passed, then I'm going for and. Clear about your operators?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's understand there is a very important reading inputs from keyboard. Okay. How we can do that? Is not very important, but still we'll learn. Okay. So how we can read it? Example, I wanted to input it. I can assign a value using a is equal to 10, correct? But when I run this, it should prompt me to ask enter for a value for a. How we can do is for that reading from the input, we are using an input function. Say here, enter the value for a. So now what happened is when you run this, it will prompt you to enter. Look at here, it is prompting you to enter the value for a. I can enter at the runtime. This is called reading the data, okay, from the keyboard. I'm going to print a, okay, what are the value? It is going to print. So whenever you run it, it will prompt you to enter. This is how we can enter the data in runtime. Okay, input is a function. It is used to read the data from the keyboard. Okay. So let's understand how you can read it for different. Okay, A is a. So what I'm doing, where this is enter the value for A, it will be prompting. See, what are the message you type here? The same thing will be displayed here. We have to enter the value here. Okay. Can enter anything. Same concept still working behind the screen. Based on the value, it is going to assign the values to the variable. So let's try to understand what is the deflect. Even though I enter type, how to find a data type of variable? We're using a type of A. Okay. So let's try to understand what happens. I enter the value of 10. What happened? It's showing a string. What is it meaning? What is it meaning? String. Huh?
Data type.
Data type by default. Please remember this, always very important. By default, input function always reads string. Even though you give a numerical value, it is always going to read as a string class. Then I want to convert this into integer. What should I do?
You have to int.
We need to do a typecasting of I. After converting int into I wanted to check what is the data type of it. It is going to be an integer. See what I'm trying to do here. I'm using multiple function on top of other. See, first let me enter the value. So okay, see here you find two things. This is the A value what I entered. Then initial data type. The moment we enter the data from the input function, it is always reads as a string. It is always be reading as a string. Then I'm converted into an integer. I remember yesterday we talked about type conversion as typecasting.
I am unable to see your screen.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it true for all?
No, we
No,
can see.
sir.
Hello, sir. We can see.
Let me do one more time. I'll reshare. You can rejoin whoever doesn't not able to. Maybe internet issues. Can I also unshade and shade again? Can you rejoin?
Yeah, now I can see.
Okay, good. So what I have done is I'm using the two functions on top of one. See, first one is why I used integer to a. I wanted to convert a into integer. I used one function int. After converting, I want to check the type of it. So I'm using, see, I'm applying a function on top of another function. This is called a nested function. Nesting means what? Having one function within another function. Okay. So now it is going to be a data type of integer. Initially it was a string. Let's see how you do, why is it important to do string, sorry, data conversion. I'll give an example. Okay. I'll take it two examples. I enter input, enter value for A. Okay. Then I say here B is equal to input, enter value for B. Okay. Now I say A plus B. You will see what will happen. Okay. What magic will happens. So I have an enter 10 and I enter a value 20. What answer you expect now?
10
Enter
and
the
20.
10
10
and
and
20.
20.
10, 20 you are expecting, not 30. What is happening, guys? So this is called
Concatenate.
string
Concatenate.
concatenation because see both the variables are of type what? String data type. Okay, when
String.
you do an so string example, look at here. What is the meaning of a string data type? Example Vinay plus I say Kumar. What it does? It just does the
Concat.
concatenation. So what I do is quickly before to this, what I do is here I'll add few notes. Then I'll come back here teaching the. Okay, we know all of how arithmetic operators works on the numbers, correct? Okay, you know that all of yes, 10 plus 2, it is what it does, it is going to multiply, add. We know how the numerical, it is works on the, this is how the numerical operators, sorry, numerical operators, what I'm saying, arithmetic operators works on the numerical values. It does the equations or a computation. Just understand what is the behavior of, 1 minute guys, I'm just getting a call, please.
Is I'm not able to hear anything. Nice.
He's on mute.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was in mute. I was in a phone call. Sorry. Sorry for that. Okay. So we know that how arithmetic operators behaves on the numbers. Numbers is just an equation, it gets solved. But the behavior of arithmetic. Yeah, I'm from Kannada medium. That's what I still make a lot of spelling mistakes, grammatical. You have to bear with me. I read till 10th Kannada media, so my foundation. I am from the rural background. What happened is we are foundations in the English is a nightmare. We are tomorrow is exams means we are not sleeping for 3 days because we need to read a question paper. First of all, we don't know how to read a question paper. That is a big problem. 1 minute. So that is a night we passed on, but God grace, I have picked up the subject. Like it was a terrible time I had after the engineering because everywhere we go, mandatory is to speak English. I will also post you. There is an some app is there, Siri, Cine, something is there. If at all you have that trouble of speaking good English, you want to please recommend. It is just an 299 something. Subscribe for 2 months. Like you, many people come there. They will give a platform to train like speak you for 30 minutes to the strangers. Just you can prepare and go. It's all, see guys. I'm telling you one more time. It's all you had to shape your life. Nobody is going to do anything. It's you wanted to do something different in your life. You should have the discipline and sacrification commitment. So I can teach you, I can mentor you, I can guide you, I can motivate. Ultimately, who has to adopt it is always you, yes. So I had that tremendous pleasure of speaking to someone because we are all, for us, even in the 12th class, those taught subjects in Kannada. Okay, ತಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದೆ ಬಾರೋ equation ಸರಿ ಬರೆಯೋ ಅದು ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಾಕಿಯೋ ಅದನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದು ಹಾಕೋ ಹಿಂಗೆ ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ that teach me in Kannada. We are all like their sons. The teachers are all they treated as their own sons. They never teach it as a students. So we are so addicted to their kind of a teaching, but we come out, we has to face this IT corporate world. We are all, I was especially whereas very down. Down means down. But God grace, I got a lot of other people like me, mentored me, told me what I can improve. Then you remember there is a Hutch Telecom, you know, Hutch. Anyone remember Hutch telephone?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Hmm.
sir.
Yes, sir.
There is one dog, he is following a boy everywhere. So
Yes, sir.
what I did is I had an Hutch phone. I used to call that call center daily 10 times because I wanted to speak with someone in English. Daily used to call. Simply I used to call and talk. Then somehow I picked up, but I don't know, like it's something I had that shown that interest to learn or something. I got an opportunity to go to US. You remember, I'm there in US. You believe it or not, my situation is I was not going to office for 3 months because I'm not able to understand what they're speaking. So I went to US. I joined TCS from. I worked in TCS for 1 year. Somehow I managed here in Indian offices. All again our Kannada boys. We managed only client calls, asking next to sit, asking, hey, tell what is telling, what should I reply? Used to type in my laptop, what should I reply? I used to talk. But somehow I'm technically good. They sent me to US. I went to US. Okay, so what happened in US is I'm doesn't know, like I'm not able to understand what they're speaking. So I used to say only two things. Yes, I will look into. And then one day, my manager told you have to come to office. It is mandatory. You're not people are not seeing you at all. Maybe you're doing the work, but people want to talk to you, want to see you. Then I went to their home one day evening and I cried literally. Said I cannot understand what they're speaking. That's the reason I'm not coming. She said, don't worry. First 2 months, you need to say only two things. Thank you. I will look into it. I'll come back to you. I will look into it, come back to you. Thank you. This is what 2 months I was sitting next to her. I was looking at her always what to say. She's saying, okay, same thing you say. Thank you. I look into it. After 2 months of listening their voice, 2 months of interaction, slowly I started get the slang. Slowly I got their accent. Slowly I got that English. God bless. Now after that I worked in 15 countries. Now you cannot make out I'm from that kind of a background. Yes, my English is so fluent. I'm using good words, good punctual, good expressions. It happens that as you have to there is a connection between your brain and tongue. Since you're from the rural background, there is always the connections. The brain thinks and your tongue translates. So that connection you need to cut. The, there is a connection you need to cut. That connection you can cut only when you need to speak as much as possible in English. I am not against Kannada or any regional language, but we are living in the world. It is mandatory to know the good English. Still, I love my son is topper in Kannada. He's going to English school, but even though whatever the way because it is in his blood, I think he is a topper in Kannada subject. So he also could speak English. My whatever I write, he don't like it at all. He's saying all things what you write, what you speak is full of mistakes. He don't like my English at all, but he love Kannada. He's a topper. So why I'm saying is for you, if you have a trouble, definitely I'll take a time to find the app and I'll post you. If along with this communication, it is important to build technical as well as the communication. Thing is, if you know good communication, we can convince anyone, even though you don't know the subject, you can easily convince that because you have that potential to express, potential to manipulate, potential to convince. So this is the power of communication. I strongly recommend along with this class, spend 1000 or something, whatever it is, go to that platforms, try to put your efforts, learn. I'm telling you, having this my classes with communication, you can land a good job easily, easily. Okay. Behavior of arithmetic operators on string. Okay. So it's kind of an say sorry, it happens when you some people listen, ready to listen, we start our philosophy. Sorry for that. So what happened now? A plus B. We know what happens when you do a 2 plus 3 because we all know this from our classes. 2 plus 3 is 5 because it is a number addition. But what happens when you do an string additions or a character addition? It's just a concatenation. We need to understand the behavior. What is plus does? Plus does is append. Append, okay? Append is does an append. Okay, let's what is an append meaning? Okay, it is going to be a plus b is going to be ab. It is just attaching one after that. Okay, let's see what happens when you do a multiply by 2. It is going to repeat so many times. That's it. Example, a is going to be 10 times. Then it is going to repeat a by 10 times. I don't know what happens if we do a negative. I don't think it will get an error. Yeah. You cannot convert. These are the two important behavior you need to remember. How an addition and a multiplication works on the strings or a character. If you use a plus, what will happen? It doesn't append. If you use a multiplication, it repeats for the number of times the character. Okay. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay. Now back here. Now back here.
Yes, sir.
Now back here. Oh, back here, what happens here? If you look at here, I'm an entry value of 10 and 20. It is getting appended. That means why it is getting appended is both are of type of string. If it is a number, then what would have been happened? It have been happened. Answer would have been 13. So how how I can convert into a number? You know already. Int of a int of plus int of b can convert. The answer will be. So I'm going to enter 10 for A and 20 for B. It will be a 30. Okay, fine. So we can also do this when you enter the value. We can also perform here. Okay. So when you, that's what I was saying nested. What I'm doing, input is a one function. It accepts a value from the keyboard. Okay. That you convert into an integer. Just after reading from the keyboard, to convert that value into an integer and give into A. Okay. Now in this case, what is the data type of A and B? In this example, what will be the data type of A and B?
Integer.
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 Because before I'm assigning to the variable, I'm converting. Sorry, I'm converting and I am adding. Okay. Fine. So I am saying 100. Oh, what happened? And 200. Okay. See, it is. I say I'm just checking the type of A and B. It is going to be integer, value will be 3. Okay. So I think I am good for today. No, it's time again. Maybe I'll stop the recording, I'll speak, but don't go. Just I'm feeling it is good. Okay, 1 minute.